Hello and welcome to Bookish Brits. I'm Rex, and this month I'm going to be talking about Sleeping Beauty. I know I said I would talk about horror, but I kind of am, but I will get back to a proper horror review next month. So why Sleeping Beauty? Well, it is one of my favourite fairy tales, but it's also been coming up for me a lot this year. So I went and saw Matthew Bourne's take on Sleeping Beauty at Sadler's Wells, which is an amazing ballet. If you haven't seen his version, definitely go and see it. And it is 100% lives up to the title, a gothic romance. And I was at a bookshop recently and finally managed to pick up a copy of The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by the amazing, marvellous Chris Riddle. If you don't know who Chris Riddle is, he is probably one of the most prolific children's illustrators ever. He co-created the Edge Chronicles, which I adore, and this book, even if you don't like fairy tales, get it for the illustrations. It's stunning. You can see from the cover, it's got that sort of semi-see-through thing going on, and then just look at the pencil work. All of the illustrations are done in that pencil work, but just even the detail on the inside cover. And every illustration is punctuated. It has this lovely gold accent to them. I could just pore over the illustrations in this book all day. Of course, I read it in one sitting. It is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, as I said. And what Neil Gaiman does brilliantly is he puts, of course, a twist on it. But not a twist as in, oh, I didn't expect that. More, I'd say, a new mashup, if you can do that. But it is wonderfully conceived, beautifully executed, and if you like fairy tales, you definitely should get a copy of this. But it reminded me, and as I'm on the Sleeping Beauty kick, it reminded me of this book, The Wedding Ghost. Now, I don't know anybody else who has read this book. It was, when I was a bookseller, it was a special order that someone put in, and I unpacked it and I was looking through it and I was just like, I must get a copy of this book for myself. So immediately ordered myself one, because that's the problem with being a bookseller, is you end up spending your entire salary on more books for yourself, which is a problem. It's like, you know, leaving an addict alone with their supply. It's not a good idea. But the thing I enjoyed about this, while it is inspired by Sleeping Beauty, it is an original work and it is set in the modern day. But the illustrations are deeply, almost disturbing and creepy. I mean, look at that. Imagine sitting on the tube and that being your experience. You'd never get on again. And that's what I loved about it, was just how bleak and creepy. You could feel the cold and the damp being sucked into it. Like, there was something about it that I just found deeply compelling. And while I won't give the story away, it is about a wedding ghost. It's dark. It's very close to how original cautionary tales were, because they were dark. They were meant to teach you about the horrors of the world and keep you safe. And this definitely leans into that. So if you're an Angela Carter fan, you'll absolutely love both of these. If you're an Angela Carter fan, I will definitely be reading this to my nieces and nephews when they're a bit older. But this is definitely, I mean, I can see why people didn't pick this up. It's like, we don't get a lot of essentially picture flats for adults that aren't, say, graphic novels. And it's somewhere in kind of way The Sleeper and the Spindle is. It's not quite a graphic novel. It's not quite a picture flat. It's something else. But I appreciate it and I enjoy it. And I think if you've got a slightly dark heart, you will as well. So come with me on a journey into creepy darkness with The Wedding Ghost. So next month I will be talking about horror. I will put the titles in the description. Thank you for listening. Bye.